As we approach the end of the Masechtas Pesachim, I want to share an inspiring thought with you from the Gemara in Kuf Yud Ches. We learned how Yisrael Sheba'osu Hadar Mikitane Amana Hayu. Yisrael of that generation that went out of Mitzrayim were lacking in faith. What is this referring to? Ukididarish Rabba Bar Mari, Maidich Siv. Says, what is being alluded to in Tehillim where it says, Vayarmu al Yam B'Yamsuf? Vayarmu is a language of rebellion. What is this referring? What's this rebellion at the Yamsuf? Malamed Shehimru Yisrael Ba'os Shah Ve'amru Kishem Sha'anu Olam Mitzad Echad Kach Mitzrim Olam Mitzad Acher. They were afraid. They didn't have full Bitachon. And they thought, just like we emerged safely from this side of the Yamsuf, maybe the Mitzrim emerged from the other side and they're still going to come after us. The Gemara is saying it was a lacking in their faith. The problem is, the previous daf, which discusses who wrote Hallel, Hallel Zebiyamro. One opinion we learned was Rabbi Eliezer, who says, who wrote Hallel, the most sacred of tefillos that we recite on Pesach and every Yom Tov? Moshe v'Yisrael amru, v'shashamdu al hayam. It was composed at that very moment, as the Rosh Ram explains, when they were terrified of the Mitzrim, that inspired them to say the words of Hallel, including Lolanu Hashem, Lolanu, and they davened Hashem to save them. How is it possible? You're telling me that they were lacking in their faith and then they composed Hallel? So we see an amazing thing. That even if a person has not achieved the full potential of what he could achieve, he hasn't reached that ideal, that amount of bitachon, that effort he puts in, whatever level he did achieve, is valuable. And apparently, in the case of Bnei Yisrael, by the Yamsuf, they were still on a high enough of a level to compose Hallel. I think it's an amazing chizuk from this Gemara, not to get down on ourselves when we're striving. Of course, we aim to achieve the lofty ideals of the Torah, of Musar, but if we're still struggling and battling with our emotions and whatever test we're facing, we're still afraid. My Rebbe once called Bitachon with butterflies. We could still be on a very high madrega. In this case, such a high level that they wrote Hallel. So it's, I think, a great chizuk that whatever progress we've made, wherever we are, even if we don't go 100%, we should be very much machshiv whatever percentage we achieved and build from there. I hope with this we can be a little more inspired when we relive Yetzias Mitzrayim this Yom Tov.